I can see. So you wanna start a revolution now? I'd rather watch it on TV, or I might catch it on big screen. But I'll be damned if I stand in line. I heard you wanna start.
And Joe the Shirt is once again off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. I know you're all thinking to yourself, how lucky am I? 2 episodes of Joe the Shirt in the middle of the fucking night. I mean, this is great, right? I mean, here I was drunk, I was high, I was doing the walk of shame, coming back from some dude's house that I don't know, and I got to explain to my roommate what the hell was going on, and maybe my boyfriend or my girlfriend. But you know what? There you are. That was 11th Son and their song Revolution. I actually kind of dug that. It was kind of fun, actually. Now, before I get into anything else, let's address the topic of the day of this episode. Do I love my country? The answer, yes. And we'll get back to that right after we go through celebrity birthdays. Anyway, I got a lot of catching up to do, and I owe it to you to get through these. All right. If you were born on May 30th, you share a birthday with the one and only CeeLo Green, who's 39, Winona Judd, who's 49, who looks like she's 69. Mark Shepard is 49. You're thinking to yourself, who the fuck is Mark Shepard? If you watched Leverage, if you watched Warehouse, what's the name of that show, baby? Warehouse what? 13. Warehouse 13 and other shows, you will know who he is. Manny Ramirez, I know you know that name, is 41 years old. Kevin Eastman, you're thinking to yourself, who the fuck is Kevin Eastman? Why should I care? Well, if you're a comic book nerd, you already know who he is. He's the 51-year-old creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. Yeah, that's right, I fucking did it. Fuck you. You also know that Ted McGinley is 55. And a lot of you are also, once again, thinking, who the fuck is Ted McGinley? Why should I care? Well, if you ever watched Married with Children, Revenge of the Nerds, maybe you can speak up. It's
Love Boat.
Love Boat, there you go, the photographer guy, right? This guy, very handsome man, very gay man, has been on your television, on your movie screen for the last 35 fucking years. All right? And also, Colm Meaney is 60. Once again, people are wondering, who the fuck is Colm Meaney? Did you see Star Trek TNG? The Next Generation? Miles? Anybody? Miles O'Brien? Anybody? Chief Miles O'Brien? Anybody? Okay. You know what? I'm not going to bury that one to death. If you were born on May 31st, you share a lot of birthdays with a lot of really famous fucking people. Let's start with the one and only Clint Eastwood, 83 years old. Colin Farrell is 37. I actually thought he was older. I don't know. Brooke Shields is 48. Again, I thought she was much older. Joe Namath is 70. Leah Thompson is 52. Corey Hart is, 51 years old. Remember Corey Hart, baby? Corey Hart?
What?
Remember Corey Hart?
Yes.
From?
Lost Boys?
No, that's Feldman.
Oh, then I know.
I wear my sunglasses at night. Corey Hart.
Great.
There you go.
1:20 in the morning.
Okay. Eric Christian Olsen is 36. Chris Elliott is 53. I thought he was dead. And speaking of the dead, let's talk about Walt Whitman, hobo vagabond poet, and Don Amici also share birthdays today. Peter Yarrow is 75. You may remember him from Puff the Magic Dragon. And Archie Punjabi is 41 years old. you're thinking to yourself again, who the fuck is Archie Punjabi? Well, first and foremost, he's not a man. It's a woman. It's a very, very attractive Indian woman on the show The Good Wife. She is the investigator. She is the good dog is who she is on that show.
Smoking hot is what she is.
She is really smoking hot and is or isn't a lesbian on the show. We don't know. In real life, we don't know either. Don't care, but I would totally pound Archie Punjabi. Anyway, moving on from celebrity birthdays, we got quite a few more to go, but not right this moment. We're going to talk about whether or not do I love my country. I've been teasing this for the last week. And the answer is yes, I do love my country, but I also love my mother. My government has provided for a lot of things in my life. So did my stepfather. Do I love my stepfather? You obviously don't know me or my stepfather if you need to ask that question, and you don't, and that's pretty much where my government comes in. I love my country. I love what my country represents, just like I love my mother. Loving, caring, accepting, open, non-judgmental. That is my mother. That is my country. I love my country. The United States of America. Love it. America. Love it. North America. Love it. I love Canada and I love Mexico. I love it. Then again, I also love planet Earth. You know why? Most of my stuff is there. So, do I love my country? Absolutely, 100%. I love my country. I love freedom of speech. I love freedom of religion. I love freedom of lack of religion. I love that, we are moving towards, you can love whoever the fuck you want. Whether or not they have a dick, whether or not you have a dick, whether or not you have a pussy, whether or not they have a pussy. Okay, that's what I love about this country, that we allege that we are open and free, and we do these things that other countries don't do. And then there's my stepfather, also known as our government. Our government tells us that, you can't marry whoever the fuck you want to, whether or not they have a dick or a pussy. You can't marry them. You can't love them. You can't accept them. Our government lets religion decide how we do things, despite the fact that church and state are supposed to be separate. You know what? When I was a kid growing up, my stepfather provided me with a place to live, food, heat, electricity, water. But beyond that, he didn't provide anything else. When I was being bullied in my neighborhood, my stepfather told me to suck it up and fight back and, be a man. And I was 8, and I was face down in slush in a New York winter after a couple of bullies had just kicked the living shit out of me. And my stepfather is screaming at me to get the fuck up. If my mom was there, she would have just picked me up and taken me inside and given me hot cocoa. When I decided that I wanted to be Spider-Man and wanted to climb the side of my building, and then about 7 feet up, I got scared, didn't know what to do, my stepfather said to let go, and he'd catch me. And I let go, and he caught me. And then he beat the living shit out of me for being so stupid to climb up the fucking building in the first place. My mom took me upstairs and gave me cocoa. So when I talk about loving my country, I think about my mom. My mom embodies all the good things about our country, all the things that we expect and want and brag about to everybody else on the planet. You know what? When we're perceived as assholes, that's one of the reasons we're perceived as assholes. Because we brag about our mother, our country. But everybody else, all they see is our stepfather, our government. They see all the things that it tries to just mold to its own uses, that tries to force into that round-shaped peg with a square hole, and that's what our government does. Our government, just like my stepfather, fucks our mother, and she's never happy about it. And now to more celebrity birthdays. If you were born yesterday, that'd be June 1st, then you share birthdays with Marilyn Monroe. That's a good one. You gotta love Marilyn Monroe. Andy Griffith. That's damn good. I like that. Brigham Young. You're thinking to yourself, who the hell is Brigham Young? Well, he's the asshole that started the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormons. Frank Morgan. Even today, my girlfriend didn't know who the hell Frank Morgan was. She confused him with Harry Morgan from MASH. No. Frank Morgan, he played the wizard in The Wizard of Oz. Edward Woodward, she knew that name, which I thought was pretty impressive. You don't know who Edward Woodward is, do you? No, not one of you do right now. You're thinking to yourself, who the fuck is Edward Woodward? He was the Equalizer in the show The Equalizer. Now, other birthdays. Morgan Freeman is 75. Heidi Klum is 39. Pat Boone is 78. Alanis Morissette is 38, which I'm a little... Brian Cox is 66. Mark Curry, comedian, is 51. And Powers Booth is 64. Again, a lot of you are thinking, who the fuck is Powers Booth? Well, if you ever watched a modern Western in your life, then you know who Powers Booth is. You know what? Go on IMDb, look it up. Go on Wikipedia, go on Google, look up Powers Booth. You'll go, oh, that's that big white asshole. That's exactly who I'm talking about right now. Anyway, we are about due for a break right now. Actually, it's a little early, but I might be doing a short show today, at least for now. Believe me, I got more celebrity birthdays because it is officially June 2nd, Sunday, June 2nd, at 1:28 in the a.m. And I am wide awake. I'm a little bit tipsy. I'll admit to that. You know why I'm a little bit tipsy? Because I got up early today, went shopping with my lady. We got pork chops. We got chicken. We got ground turkey. We got milk. Yeah, no, you're just all fascinated by this. I know you are. We got Larabars because she's eating Larabars to have with her tea, and we did very, very, very coupley kind of almost married kind of things to do on a Saturday morning, but we got it done early. We were home by like 7:30, man. I know I was going somewhere with this, but that's what happens when you drink before and during the show. It happens. Anyway, we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to go take a break with more 11th Son and their song, Deliver Us from Evil. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be back in about a minute and a half.
Laughing at you now, laughing at you now. Wow. Who's laughing at you now? Who's laughing at you now? Only God is laughing now.
Joe the Shirt is once again off the cuff, interrupting this wonderful song by 11th Son, known as Deliver Us from Evil. Welcome back, everybody. I am Joe the Shirt, once again, tuning in with you guys. It being 1:31 in the morning on the West Coast, 4:31, of course, if you live on the East Coast, and wherever else you live, whatever the fuck time it is over there. You know what? I have listeners as far as Alaska and as far as the Philippines. So, whatever fucking time it is, thank you for listening. Love you guys. I love that you guys listen. You know what? There are people that I need to make phone calls to sometime today. People that have called me, want to check in with me, and I have a really, 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 really bad habit of not getting back to them. That is something that I do that I need to rectify, but I'm not going to because that's not who I am, and they love me anyway. Anyway, we have more celebrity birthdays because it is, in fact, June 2nd. And some damn good birthdays today as well. Not as many as the last one, though. Okay. You may know Justin Long. He's 34 years old. Wayne Brady is 40. And for those of you who think that Wayne Brady is the most vanilla black guy you've ever seen in your life, check out Dave Chappelle's show, the Wayne Brady episode. I'm Wayne Brady, bitch. You have to see this episode. It is the funniest fucking thing I've seen on TV in the last 42 years. I'm 42 years old, and I'm telling you, this episode was funny as fucking shit. The one and only Martha Washington is her birthday today, and you all should know who Martha Washington is. She was the very first lady. Jerry Mathers is 64. Again, you're thinking, who the fuck is Jerry Mathers? He was the Beav on Leave It to Beaver. And you're thinking, who the fuck is the Beav and what the fuck is Leave It to Beaver? You know what? If you're that young, go fuck yourself. Dana Carvey is 57 years old of SNL fame. Stacy Keach is 71. Love him. Zachary Quinto is 35. Most of you are thinking, who the fuck is Zachary Quinto? Well, these days, you know him as Mr. Spock on the new Star Trek movies. And the one that just came out, by the way, Star Trek Into Darkness, which if you haven't seen, you're a fucking loser. And if you haven't seen the first Star Trek starring Zachary Quinto and Mr. Pine, then you're an even bigger loser, all right? And if you don't know who Zachary Quinto is from Heroes, you're the biggest loser ever as far as nerds are concerned. Nikki Cox is 34. I think that's being generous. I think Nikki Cox is older than 34. But she's still incredibly fucking hot. You may remember her from the Vegas TV show with James Caan. She was the redhead with the really, really, really big tits. Dennis Haysbert is 58. Dennis Haysbert, a lot of you may know him as the black guy with the incredibly deep, sexy voice in all those commercials you see and hear everywhere on the radio and TV. Cornel West is 59, historical writer. And my buddy Abraham Mihai today is 36 years old on June 2nd. You're thinking, who the fuck is Abraham Mihai? And, well, you should, because, you know what, if I didn't know him personally, I'd have no fucking idea. But Abraham Mihai is one of my best friend's little brother. I met Abraham when he was 8 years old. He was a little pain-in-the-ass piece of shit when I knew him, and I promised him when he turned 18 I would kick the living shit out of him. Now I can't do that because, one, he's younger than I am. He's in way better shape. And why is he in way better shape? Because he's a professional ballet dancer, and I don't give a fuck what you think about ballet dancers. They don't make those leaps into the air on fairy dust, okay? That's muscle. Big, hard, strong, supple muscle. I have no doubts in my mind that Abraham Mihai will kick the living shit out of me today. but I would like to hope that he wouldn't because, I have a lot of love for him. I refer to him as one of my little brothers, and I think he is. He's a little brother to me, and he's a sweet kid, and he's done well for himself, and I'm very proud of him. So much love to you, AB, okay? You take care, buddy. What do you say? What do you think? You want to go through some news? Let's go through some news. I have a bunch of little articles over here that they're just like looking at me and giving me dirty looks, and I'm so tired of them. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see, from the LA Times. 2 get prison terms in sex slave scandal case. Oceanside. Let's see, a husband and wife were sentenced to prison Monday for keeping an underage relative as a sex slave, housekeeper, and babysitter. Wow. Inez Martinez Garcia, she may be Latino, 44, was sentenced to 20 years in prison, and her husband, Marcial Garcia Hernandez, also maybe Latino, 45 years old, to 23 years to life. Each had pleaded guilty to multiple counts of abuse. Okay, now, I know this is beside the point, but my question to you is, why did he get 23 years and she get 20? Weren't they both committing the same crime? Sexism. They were accused of forcing the girl to clean and cook, care for the couple's 3 children, and have sex with Hernandez and with other men for money. This is what you do with your relatives. Okay. The couple helped their niece, then 12 years old, enter the U.S. illegally after promising her parents that they would care for her and make sure she attended school. Instead, they abused her and kept her captive for 18 months. Wow. I know it's not supposed to be funny, but it is to me because the uglier things are, the funnier they are to me. You want to talk about Justin Bieber a little bit? Let's talk about Justin Bieber. Former NFL star Keyshawn Johnson confronted Justin Bieber. Now, if I was Justin Bieber and Keyshawn Johnson was confronting me, I would probably shit myself. But what happened was over the weekend, this last weekend, the pop star allegedly drove his Ferrari at freeway speeds in a gated Calabasas community. Johnson, a former USC standout and Super Bowl winner with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, lives in Bieber's neighborhood. Now, according to Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department spokesman Steve Whitmore, Johnson saw the Ferrari tear past his home where his 3-year-old daughter was playing in the driveway. Johnson then drove to Bieber's home where he saw Bieber backing the Ferrari into a garage. When Johnson arrived at Bieber's home, he reached out his arm to prevent the garage door from closing and confronted Bieber. Quote, he was concerned about his daughter and he wanted to talk to Mr. Bieber about that, Whitmore said, end quote. Mr. Bieber hurried into the home without talking to anybody. Yeah, again, if I was Justin Bieber and, Keyshawn Johnson was pissed at me, I wouldn't want to talk to him either. Now, for those of you who are science buffs, they found in Russia, which is where they always find these things, is in Russia, the body of a woolly mammoth. A perfectly preserved woolly mammoth carcass with liquid blood has been found on the remote Arctic island, fueling hopes of cloning the Ice Age animal, Russian scientists said. That's what they're going with. They found a woolly mammoth. They want to clone a woolly mammoth. They're going to make woolly mammoths. The carcass was in such good shape because its lower part was stuck in pure ice, said Semyon Grigoriev, the head of the Mammoth Museum. There's a Mammoth Museum in Russia? I had no idea. Who led the expedition into the Lyevskovsky Islands of the Siberian coast. Okay. Quote, the blood is very dark. It was found in the ice cavities below the belly, and then we broke these cavities with a pole pick. The blood came running out, end quote, he said in a statement. Woolly mammoths have been mostly dead for about 10,000 years, and they are hoping to bring them back. Now, here's the funny thing for those of you who don't know a lot about woolly mammoths. Woolly mammoths, generally speaking, are among the most best preserved animals from the Ice Age around. One, because they were so huge. Two, because they lived in places that were so cold that they were, when they died, they stayed frozen. There are people living today that have eaten woolly mammoth meat. They find a woolly mammoth, they're hungry, they chop off a couple of pieces, put it on the Barbie, and eat it. So, yeah, modern human beings have eaten woolly mammoth. I mean, yeah, it's been frozen for about like 10,000 years, but, it's still good, though. A little gamey, but still good. Now, in the world that we live in, where vast majority of countries and states in the United States are passing laws to approve gay marriage, some countries are still not going with it. And no, I'm not talking about France this time, who did approve gay marriage, but are still having riots over gay marriage. Nigeria passes an anti-gay measure. Nigeria's House of Representatives has voted to ban gay marriage and outlaw any groups actively supporting gay rights, endorsing a measure that also calls for 10 years prison sentences for any public show of affection by same-sex couples. So if you happen to be gay in Nigeria, be ready to be in prison for 10 years just for being gay. Now, under the proposed law, Nigeria would ban any same-sex marriage from being conducted in either a church or a mosque. Gay or lesbian couples who marry could face up to 14 years each in prison. Witnesses or anyone who helps couples marry could be sentenced to 10 years behind bars. And anyone taking part in a group advocating for gay rights or anyone caught in public show of affection also would face 10 years in prison if convicted. Wow, way to go, Nigeria. Now, this is a story that hits very close to home here in California. More kids are ingesting pot accidentally. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, you live in California, you're a kid, how do you accidentally ingest pot? Well, what happens is, out here in California, we are really big proponents of medicinal marijuana. Now, a lot of people that use medicinal marijuana, for whatever reason, be it glaucoma, physical pain from cancer, or what have you, do not like smoking. And of course, if you happen to have lung cancer, smoking of any kind is really frowned upon. So then what you do is you have edible marijuana. Now, edible marijuana usually comes in the form of candy, brownies, cakes, cookies. Now, the last time I checked, small children really enjoy candy, cakes, brownies, and cookies. Last time I checked. So what's going on here is that people are just buying medicinal marijuana, edible medicinal marijuana, and they're just leaving it around the house. And Lord knows children, never go snooping through your stuff. Ever. I mean, I wasn't snooping when I found my mother and stepfather's stash of porn or weed or money or alcohol. No, I wasn't snooping. I was just being a kid. And they just happened to cross these things. And we are going to take a break at that right now. Let's see. What's our next song? Oh, you know what? Let's go with this one. This one is called God is Laughing at You. Also, once again, by 11th Son. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back in about a minute and a half. And I am back. I am Joe the Shirt, and I am once again, as always, off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for listening in here. Thank you for checking in with me, no matter what happens. I have a few more quick snippets from the news here. I don't want to do anything too serious for the rest of the evening or morning, as the case may be, for those of you on the East Coast. And even here on the West Coast, it is, in fact, almost 2 in the morning, and I am a natural-born bred insomniac, and I took a very, very late nap today. Why? Because I was watching the Indiana Pacers kick the living shit out of the Miami Heat. Fuck you bitches. Fuck LeBron James. Fuck Dwayne Wade. And fuck, I forget the name of the third guy. Ray Allen and Chris Bosh. Fuck him too. Mind you, I love these guys. I think they're fantastic players. But you know what? I hate them the same way I hate the San Antonio Spurs. I love Tony Parker. And I love... goddamn, what's the big man on the San Antonio Spurs? You know, shit.
Gasol?
No, Pau Gasol? No. Marc Gasol? No. San Antonio Spurs. The really quiet power forward. Damn it, forget his name now. You know what? When I remember it, I'll let you know about it. And there's also the Brazilian kid on that team, whose name, again, I don't remember at all right now. And I am ashamed because I am a big NBA basketball fan. Anyway, we'll get back to that, you know. But I watched Indiana Pacers, who's, I don't know a single player on their team. I haven't known the name of a single player on the Indiana Pacers since Reggie Miller, okay? But they are kicking ass right now. They are 3-3 against the Miami Heat. Next game will be in Miami, I think on Monday. Yeah, this Monday. I think I could be wrong, but it's going to be either Monday or Tuesday, and it's going to be win or go home for both teams. So I am very excited about it. I've got my Reggie Miller jersey out. My girlfriend knows that I am a total basketball nerd. I have jerseys from almost every team in the NBA, okay? I have a Grizzlies jersey from back when they played in Vancouver. So fuck you people, all right? Anyway. I watched the game. I enjoyed it immensely. I watched every second of the game while my girlfriend took a nap. And then a little bit after 8 o'clock, I took a nap and didn't wake up until a little after 11, which is not good. Which is why I'm awake at 9 minutes to 2 in the morning on a Sunday. I don't know if I talked about this at all last week. The Indianapolis 500 happened. Some guy won. Some guy, Cannon, he won. You know, and they poured milk on him, and good for him. That's something they've been doing since like 1938 or whatever. It's the greatest spectacle of guys driving 200 miles per hour and making a left in the world. And that's all I'm going to say about that because I really don't care. Now, here's something I do care about. Starbucks is joining the fascist movement of anti-smoking. Do you know that, babe? They are. In all Starbucks in the country, and probably around the world, they are going to stop people from smoking near a Starbucks. They already prevent them from smoking in a Starbucks. You can't smoke in a Starbucks anywhere in the world, though I'm pretty sure China probably allows it. But officially speaking, as of today, from now on, you are not allowed to smoke within 25 feet of a Starbucks. Starbucks, according to this particular article from the LA Times, is breaking up the love affair between smokers and their coffee. Now, my girlfriend is a smoker. She also is a coffee drinker. Now, I drink coffee as well. Not the way she does. I have about a cup or so in the morning, occasionally, but she has coffee every day. She smokes every day. I do not smoke other than the occasional cigar, which happens maybe once or twice a month at max. And I certainly don't have it with coffee. But now, according to this, there has been, as you all know, a classic pairing of coffee and cigarettes, which you will no longer be able to do at any Starbucks as of yesterday. The Seattle coffee giant already banned smoking inside its cafes, but spokeswoman James Riley said that the expanded rule stems from a sense of responsibility, this is a quote now, quote, a sense of responsibility to provide customers with a safe and healthy environment. If you want to provide customers with a safe and healthy environment, you wouldn't serve them caffeine to fucking begin with. That's me. Now, the new decree applies to all 7,000 company-owned stores within the U.S. and Canada, regardless of whether or not the cafes feature outdoor seating. So even if there's outdoor seating at a Starbucks, you can't smoke there anymore. Now, here's my question for you. They're trying to enforce a 25-foot ban on smoking. Now, when my girlfriend and I walk our dog Jack, I love Jack. Baby, do you love Jack?
Yes, I do.
She loves Jack. We walk our dog. There are 2 Starbucks between where we live and Doheny. Doheny is about a mile and a half away from where we live. 2 Starbucks there. My girlfriend smokes. Exactly how does Starbucks intend to enforce the no smoking rule to somebody who's smoking and walking by their establishment? You know what? I don't smoke. I don't smoke at all. I don't smoke cigarettes ever. I smoke cigars. I smoke weed. And I've been known to occasionally smoke a pipe. And I've smoked a cigarette maybe a grand total of 4 times in my life. This is my plan, and I'm gonna ask my girlfriend to help me on this one. Sometime, maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna go to Starbucks, and I'm gonna smoke a cigarette right in front of there. I want you to videotape it. I want you to videotape tape. I want you to use your camera phone and take video of me smoking in front of Starbucks, and let's see what happens. Are you down to do that with me, baby?
I feel up to it, yeah.
Okay, tomorrow if she's up to it, we're going to go to Starbucks. I'm going to hang out in front of Starbucks and smoke. I can smoke one of my cigars. How's that sound? I think I can do that. But they say that they're not going to allow anybody to smoke within 25 feet of their establishment. I'm going to put that to the test. Now, I know that here in Los Angeles, you're not allowed to smoke within, I think, was it 5 feet?
I think it's 5 feet.
5 feet of an outdoor restaurant establishment or any restaurant, actually. Within 5 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand 6 feet in front of a Starbucks. I'm going to bring our tape measure. I'm going to bring my cigars. I'm going to bring you and the video on your camera. And we're going to establish that I am 6 feet away, a full foot away from the legal requirement. See what happens. I'm down for this. I am down to fuck right now. I am totally DTF. I am going to stand in front of Starbucks and smoke my cigar 6 feet away from them. I want to see anybody. I would love to see a barista come out and tell me to move.
More likely to see a patron tell you to move.
You know what? I'm more likely to let my dog take a shit in front of Starbucks.
I don't have a ban on that yet.
Not yet. And you know how much I love it when Jack takes a shit in front of outdoor restaurants.
Good dog.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this. Okay. This is my promise to you guys out there. We're gonna make a video of me smoking in front of Starbucks, 6 feet beyond the legal limit of any restaurant or establishment that serves food. And they require 25 feet. I'm doing it. Fuck them. You know what? I'm gonna keep the story out because I want to remember to do it. All right. Okay. And actually, I am pretty much done with today's show. The second of today's shows. Please tune in. Check in to Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff Facebook site within the next day or two because I will be smoking in front of a Starbucks with my dog. And God, I pray he takes a shit at the same time. I would so love that. And I want to see what a barista is going to do about it. Or for that matter, a fucking cop. I would love to see it. I'm down. I'm totally DTF. Anyway, that is it for tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Do I love my country? The answer is, once again, yes. Dane Cook is a complete asshole. And
I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, you know what? My girlfriend just told me it wraps it up. You know what? Happy wife, happy life. She's not my wife, but she makes me happy enough. I love you all. This is, once again, 11th Son and their song, which I love the title of, So High. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm Off the Cuff. And I'll listen, and, you can listen to me in a day or two or so.